I guess we need an intro. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. And the new and strange guests continue to flow on the podcast. We're doing a very quick episode today. I'm joined by a very cool, very not so old friend, actually. I don't know how long we've known each other, a year or two. Wolfie, he regularly kicks my ass on the soccer field, runs circles around me and frustrates me, and kicks balls very hard at my face while I'm in goals. Wolf, how are you, my brother?
Good, thanks. How you doing, Steve-O?
Yeah, I'm doing lacquer, bro.
Sure.
So we thought we'd just jump on here quickly because Wolfie and I, along with a couple of other people, are getting ready to embark on a journey of a mental toughness challenge, mental toughness in journey, whatever you want to call it. And I say that because some people don't like to call it a challenge. It's a lifestyle, whatever, but it's a challenge, a very tough challenge called 75 Hard. You would have seen it maybe in our, I've been talking about it in a couple of episodes before, and you would have seen it on the socials and stuff like that. But when I put it out there, Wolfie was one of the quite a few people who reached out to me and said, "Yo, dude, I'm keen to do it." And he's one of the last remaining 5 or 6 people who are going to do it. Most of the people will away as time gets closer. So if you are listening to this and you want to join our 75 Hard Challenge, we're kicking it off next week, Wednesday. It's the 14th of August. And we're going to get going. Wolfie was just asking me, because we've got a long weekend ahead of us. He was just asking me, should I take some time off this weekend? I said, bro, if you know what's ahead of you with the 75 Hard Challenge, then probably take a bit of a break and go a bit wild. But what do you know about it so far, bro? You're not that, you've done a bit of reading, you got a few questions.
Sure thing. Yeah, definitely. I think you and I definitely spoke about it quite a few times before. You were actually the first person to actually tell me about this whole challenge. I always, like, every single month, I try to do like a certain type of challenge or for myself, because I know, like, just your own mental toughness and discipline improves. So, like, for example, last month, it's very minor to what we're about to start now, but like last month I did a thing where I just cut out coffee completely, because I found myself in a place every day I was just drinking coffee. I was like, okay, I feel like I'm getting dependent on this. Or like another month, I'll just say, like, maybe no fast food or something like that, just to put myself, just as a challenge, to be honest with you. So yeah, I know the mind is like a box of tricks. I've been on such like a deep dive about this whole stuff, just about how you can, like, control the world pretty much with your thoughts and your mind. So when you started telling me about the 75, I was very intrigued, and I know it's going to be tough. So I'm keen to just give it a shot to see. And it's nice that there's people doing it as well. Like, all these things that I'm telling you about, it's just been me by myself, just on my own thing. But now, like, it's a group of people as well. So I'm not only like doing it for myself, I'm doing it like as a collective. So I think that's quite sick.
Yeah. And you spot on correct. I mean, that's one of the, well, I mean, firstly is I think that you and I are definitely kindred spirits. When I did start talking about 75, you mentioned a book that I hadn't even heard of, but I was talking about Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and you mentioned the As a Man Thinketh book. And I know you are definitely a mentalist in some form or another. You appreciate the power of the mind. You appreciate what you're capable of, or what we as humans are capable of. And I think having done the 75 Hard Challenge a few times and the Live Hard year as well, I know when I meet someone for the first time and they say they'll do it with me, I know who's going to land up doing it with me and who's actually going to fall away by now. And you're definitely one of those dudes who I feel like gets it and appreciates that concept of cutting something out and making yourself feel uncomfortable. Or I think what you're saying about the coffee, for example, is making yourself feel too comfortable and going, hey, I'm actually too comfortable with this. Maybe it's time that I cut this out.
Exactly.
So it's a huge thing. So let's just start here. So the point of this episode, we're going to do a quick 10-15 minute episode, not going to be long. The whole idea of this was just for us to record a little short episode to share with anybody who's interested in doing the 75 Hard Challenge. Wolfie's got some questions that because he's never done it before, he may potentially want to know some information. And this is what I've learned from speaking to other people who are doing it with us. They all have almost the same questions. And having done it before, anybody who's done the challenge before will know the value of experience in this challenge, because if you can get that experience from somebody who's done it before and they can just share those tiny little tips make all the difference. They really do set you up for success or failure. So I'm going to share some of those here now today with Wolf so that he's able to say, all right, cool, I'm able to take this on board and I'm able to go forward with this and take it into the challenge. So by way of introduction, the challenge is very simple. It's simple, but it's stringent and it's hardcore. And it's tough. I mean, the whole concept is to build a tougher, make a better, stronger version of yourself, as Andy Frisella says. The challenge itself was created by a guy named Andy Frisella. He's a pretty hardcore entrepreneur, business person, whatever. Very interesting story. He's got a fantastic podcast called Real AF. I encourage you to go check it out. And I'll put all of the information, like the episode where he discusses the 75 hard challenge. I'll put that into the notes down below. But very simply put, the challenge is, again, coming back to it, it's a mental toughness challenge. It's not a physical challenge. The concept is not, you're not going out there to lose weight or to become fitter or to gain more muscle. That's not why you're doing it. You're doing it to become a better, tougher version of yourself. It's about setting a better mindset. It's about overcoming problems and tackling problems with a better, clearer mindset. And it's about teaching yourself discipline and dedication and determination to go through and follow through with where we human beings often cut ourselves breaks. This is a challenge that turns around and goes, stop being what Andy calls it, stop using your bitch voice and start using your boss voice, which I think is a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah.
So
nice and clear.
Yeah, exactly. Very simple. So the challenge is pretty simple. The challenge is 5 tasks that you have to do every single day for 75 days. That's about as simple as it is. And you have to do every single task every day. If you mess up a task, forget to do a task, or don't do a task properly, you fail the challenge. Even if you're on day 69, you fail that challenge.
My gosh.
And you start all the way at the beginning. Oh my gosh, he's right.
That's daunting. Yeah.
And the other beautiful part about the challenge, obviously you do it on a system. So it's up to you. You really need to keep track of yourself. And you need to be honest with yourself, because if you forget to drink all your water, you don't do your second 45-minute workout, and you say, oh, bugger it, I'm just going to carry on and not tell anyone. The only person you're really cheating is yourself. There's nobody else really cares if you do it properly. You're the only person who you're cheating, and you want to do it yourself. Once you start getting into it and you start realizing, man, I'm capable of a lot more than I thought I was, you're going to stop going to, hey, I want to do this properly, and you want to get it done properly. So those 5, you need to do 5 things every day for 75 days. On a system, don't mess it up. If you mess it up, you start again at the beginning. And there's no shame in that. A lot of people do stuff it up the first time they do it, and they have to restart and all that. So it's all about being honest and true to yourself, right? You're the only person who's cheating. The 5 things you need to do are, you need to do 2 45-minute workouts. You need to do drink 1 gallon. He says gallon, we say 4 liters of water. You need to read 10
4
minutes.
liters,
What's that?
4 liters.
4 liters of water. You need to read 10 minutes of non-fiction, personal development, business, some sort of book that's not fiction. You need to take a progress picture. And that's a 10-second event, standing in front of a mirror or whatever it is, in front of your phone, and take a picture. You don't need to share the picture with anybody. You just need to take the picture. And you need to stick to a diet for 75 days. The toughest part about sticking to the diet, I've learned, I'm not a big drinker, so I don't drink a lot at all. But only when I discovered in the Facebook group did I discover how reliant human beings are on alcohol, is when I posted something about, like, what's the toughest part about the challenge, and people were just coming back saying, no alcohol, no alcohol, no alcohol.
Really?
I didn't even realize that when you stick on a diet, it means no alcohol, because I just don't drink alcohol a lot. But people struggle. When you stick on that diet, it means no alcohol for 75 days. And people struggle with that, but it's also one of the, I mean, I don't need to tell you, giving up something like alcohol for 75 days is just got to be better for you than drinking alcohol for 75 days.
Surely does wonders for your body, for sure.
Yeah.
But I can imagine how tough that is. 75 days. I'm sure there's something where you're going to want to celebrate, or you want to go out, have a drink.
Yeah. It's keeping stuck to what you determined, and you've dedicated yourself to do this, and it's sticking to it and saying, hey, I'm not going to stuff this up. So, I mean, you said you've got a couple of questions. What kind of questions do you think you've got?
Okay, well, firstly, thanks so much actually for going through them again. I think it brings a little bit more clarity. But so 2 45-minute workouts. I was thinking, like, in a day where maybe you're busy doing other things or whatever the case may be, are you allowed to then do, say, a 1.5 hour workout
Yeah.
instead of 45 minutes? Or
Yeah.
does it actually specifically have to be separated into
Yeah.
two different workouts? Yeah.
Totally one of the most common questions about it.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to do you have to do two 45-minute workouts? Can you do one 90-minute workout? The answer is no. You can't do one 90-minute workout. You have to do two 45-minute workouts.
Yeah.
In fact, when you say, hey, I think today I'm going to do a quick 90-minute workout and get it done, that's your bitch voice. That's saying, hey,
Yeah. Okay.
you're cutting yourself a break and you're saying, hey, I'm going to just
Yes.
take it a little bit easy today. So the answer is no. You cannot do a 90-minute workout. You can't do an hour-long workout and then later on in the day do a 30-minute workout. You need to do
Okay.
two 45-minute workouts in the day. Okay.
Strictly speaking. Okay.
Strict. Your one of those workouts has to be outside. Now, for the most part, that's done for the international people because South Africa, man, working out outside is not not an ask at all.
Yes.
Working out outside is not an ask at all. Because our sun is out. But for the people who live in the snowy areas and are doing this in the middle of December, they got to do what they got to do. So one workout has to be outside. There has to be two separate 45-minute workouts. And you start to get these really strict people within the community. Andy says it, I think, in his book as well. I've never read the book, but he says it in his book as well. The two 45-minute workouts need to be, I think it's at least an hour apart from each other. So you can't do one 45-minute workout and then immediately do the next 40. It's got to be deliberate. You're doing 5 tasks every day, and you've got to be deliberate about those tasks. So that's the answer to that. You have to do two 45-minute workouts. Makes sense.
So with the one you're saying, the one has to be indoors. At least one of those two have to be outdoors.
Yes, one has to be outdoors.
Okay.
Both can be outdoors, but both can't be
indoors. Okay, both can't be indoor. Okay, I see.
Mm.
And then a question about the 4 liters of water. Okay, so because I'm a person who loves a cup of tea, you know what I mean? Like I'll get in the morning, have a cup of tea, have a lot of that. So I think I maybe, judging from your last answer, maybe I could guess. But can you make a substitute in the sense that, like, if I'm calculating, okay, I've drank 3 cups of tea today of each 500 mils, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does it have to be raw water? Raw water.
Yeah. So second most common question that I've ever been asked is, are you allowed? Like, can I count my tea or my coffee? No. The answer is no. You've got to drink 4 liters of water, right? You can't. I don't know about much about diets and all that stuff, but I don't know many diets that allow coffee or don't allow coffee, whatever it is. If you're going to drink a cup of coffee and it's on your diet, drink the cup of coffee, no problem. But you need to drink 4 liters of water separate to that. You can't start saying, hey, I drank 3. The other reason and this is where the experience comes in. The other reason you don't do that, and aside from the fact that it's not allowed, as far as I know on the 75 hard thing, is the other reason you don't do that is because you're going to start spending your day going, oh, I drank 3 cups of coffee. That's 500 mils or 50 mils each.
Yeah, you guesstimate.
And the next thing you know, you go, all right, cool. I think I've done 4 liters of water, so I'm okay. Let me move on to the next day. That's not good enough. You know, you need to be sure that you've accomplished every task every day. So the best way to do that, a tip from my side with the water is, and this I discovered very early on. I also, a lot of people that I've done it with in the past used to walk around with a 1-liter bottle of water or a 2-liter bottle of water. And they're like, oh, I just need to do 2 of these. Then they walk the whole day with that water everywhere. I'll forget that bottle of water somewhere, or I'll just will forget to. It's just that doesn't work for me. What works for me, I've got a 750 ml bottle. And 750 ml, not a liter, because I find that a 750 ml is much easier to just get rid of, just quickly down. So I wake up in the morning, 750 ml, 750 ml, and it's done.
Cool.
Then I go do a workout. When I get back from the workout, second 750 ml. I've now done a liter and a half of water. So I'm already, like, it's 7 a.m. in the morning and I've already done a liter and a half of water. I then around lunchtime will do a third one of those. And then I'll do a fourth one of those before my second workout. Then another one. And you slow, but by the time when I say I do it, I down it. I don't sip it through the day. I just get rid of it so that task is done. I don't have to keep thinking about, hey, you got to keep drinking, you've got to keep drinking. So again, it comes back to, I always say this to people, it comes back to preparation and planning. Those are the 2 most important things. If you're going to give yourself the task of remembering to keep sipping a bottle of water, as far as I'm concerned, you're giving yourself too much to do, another thing to do. Whereas if you just down it, move on with your day. Remember, down it, then
at a certain point of the day.
Right. That's my take on the water. Other people do it differently. It's up to you how you do it.
Yeah. Wow, that's quite interesting. I think
Yeah.
you're right. Like I think besides the 4 tasks that, the 5 tasks that you have to do, it teaches you that like preparation and planning,
Yeah.
like you're saying. So you really have to plan your day. Like, how am I gonna do this? And the thing is, not every day is the same. So you really have to like look ahead and be like, be
Dude,
intentional about like what you're doing. Yeah, which I quite like.
intentionality, bro. You're 100% right.
Yeah,
Intentionality
yeah,
is so important. And I think it brings up the other thing that I wanted to share. You may have this as one of your questions, but I want to just share it now, just get it out of the way before I forget about it. Is
yeah,
when it comes to the
yeah,
workouts,
yeah,
preparation and planning. A lot of people get into 75 and they're like, hey man, I'm going to just I'll do, I'll do this workout, I'll do that workout tomorrow. I think I'll figure out what I'm going to do. You are going to run yourself into trouble. It's 75 days, it's 2.5 months, it's a long, long time. You're going to get bored,
yeah,
you're going to get sick, you're going to get tired of thinking about what's your next move. Plan your stuff out and make sure that you don't give yourself. It's the old story of the billionaires or the most successful business people in the world. They wear the same clothes every day. It gives them one
yeah.
less thing to think about. At least it's a concept. I don't know if
Sure.
it's true or not, but the idea is
No, I hear
they
you.
don't always wear different clothes because it gives them one less thing to think about. They're not burning brain power on that thing as well. So
Yeah,
same thing with this. Wake up in the morning, have your activities planned for the week. Know what activity you're doing and when. That's my
yeah,
big advice is make sure you know what workout you're doing, when, get your water program going. Your 10 minutes of reading is easy. Your profile picture is easy, and your diet you just got to stick to. But if you can get your water and your workouts and you've got them
yeah,
planned and prepared, you're setting yourself up for a much better opportunity to pass. Okay. The other
mhm,
thing that I always say to people is get your first workout done early. Okay.
okay.
Don't wake up at 7 in the morning. Oh, cool. Let me see. Oh, I'll go for a walk, because then life happens. And
Yes.
it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. You haven't done your first workout and you've still got to do a second workout. All of
Sure.
us, you're right. Get up 5 a.m. And that's why it's a beautiful time for us, because it's coming into spring in South Africa. Get up
Yeah,
5
it's the best time.
out your first workout. You back by
Yeah,
6. You have a shower, you take your profile picture, you've drunk 1.5 liters of water, and you can get on with your day. Then you've got the
yeah,
whole day, whether it's at lunchtime or it's after work, whatever it is, then you can do your second 45-minute workout. But get your first workout done early. Don't leave it for the rest of the day. Don't think that you will get to it.
yeah, yeah. No, that's very cool. That's very cool. And then another question I've got, I just need to know a little bit more about the diet, because I think from all the tasks, they're quite specific and clear. And I think the diet, it sounds like as if you kind of leave it to the participant to kind of
Yeah,
decide.
yeah,
So yeah, like, are there rules with that? Like, what do you do personally?
yeah.
Yeah,
Got you. So the answer to that is no, there's no rules around the diet. It is a bit crazy, because you get certain parts of this
yeah,
challenge that are so stringent, and then other parts
yeah,
they're like, yo, bro, just make sure you do that. The answer to the
yeah,
question is you need to stick to a diet for 75 days. The diet you choose is completely up to you. But all diets, there's not a diet on the planet that turns around and goes, as far as I know, that turns around and goes, yo, you can have a beer when you get home from work. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
There's no
yeah, yeah.
diet on the planet that chooses, yo, cheat meal on a Sunday. Apparently, someone pointed out to me the other day, there are some diets that say, hey, you can have a cheat meal. Okay. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if that's what the
Yeah,
diet says, do it. But is that in the spirit of 75 hard? I don't think it's in the spirit.
exactly. That sounds pretty bitchy to me, bro.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go, bro. I love it.
Well, yeah, you're already achieving. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're being a bitch there as far as I'm concerned. I agree. So the
Yeah.
answer is no, you got to stick to a diet. Choose your diet, whatever diet you want. Can be vegan. Don't choose veganism, please, guys. The world's got enough pussies in the
Yeah.
world. We don't need another pussy. Um, I'm a carnivore. I do a carnivore diet,
Okay.
but I actually, Lana, my ex-girlfriend, actually pointed out that I'm a ketovore. So I eat
Okay.
majority animal products, cheese, eggs, meat, chicken, etc., with a bit of ketovore. So I'll eat some avocados, I'll eat some carrots, I'll eat fruits, I'll eat pears, things like that. But I don't eat any bread. Carnivores don't eat bread. I don't eat any carbs, no pasta, no
What?
carbs whatsoever
Okay.
over that time. That's
Yeah.
my chosen preference. You can choose vegetarianism, you can choose keto. Um,
Could you just say something like no fast food, or because that's something I also, like I said, with one of the tasks that I did before, I'd go a month where I say, okay, literally no fast food, or
Yeah, you said that about that. So if you're asking me my opinion, I don't think that that's good enough. I think that if you're
Yeah.
committing to do 75 days, my advice would be then pick a diet that you've always wanted to do and learn the rules of it and stick to it. Because you're doing something that
Okay.
requires a lot of discipline and dedication. You may as well
Yeah.
apply that to your food and eating as well. If you're going to just say,
Yeah.
hey, I'll just eat healthy, I'll just eat green, well, I'll just eat a clean, as they say. Bro, you're gonna be standing at a children's birthday party, and I was gonna walk past with chips, and you're going, oh yeah, I'll just have it because it's a fried
Yeah.
potato, so it's on my diet.
Yeah.
You know, I think
There's
like
a lot
you're
of
setting
cop-outs.
yourself up for a problem. So I would just say pick a diet and stick to it.
Okay, sure. Okay, no, that's very cool. And then another question that I have to ask for you, I don't know if it's completely related to a specific task, but like you say you've done this quite a few times and you have a bit of experience with it. But you know, obviously some days will be horrible and some days you just kind of don't want to do it or you find yourself in trouble. Like, is there any like motivational video you watch or is there any kind of like a tool that you use to like get yourself going again?
Yeah.
Because I know 75 days is so long.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna need something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So number one is you're well ahead of yourself. I'm not surprised. You're a smart you're well ahead of yourself. You are talking about the days like 45 to 50 to 60 when you start going like, Jesus, this is starting to get boring. I've got this under my belt. I
Yeah.
know how to do this. Do I really need to do 75 days? So it does happen. It happens to all of us. And it still happens to me whenever I do it again. It's like, I still get to those days where I'm like, oh my God, I'm hating this now. Like, not hating it, but it's starting to get boring. The answer to the question is there's 1,000,001 different motivational videos out there. There's 1,000,001 podcasts you can listen to, and the reality is the best motivator is going to have to come from within inside you, and that's where the mental toughness is going to be built. You're learning to be mentally tough inside yourself. You're learning to kick your own ass and say, "Hey, dude, you committed to this, and you said you're going to do it. So finish it. You're on day 60. You're on day 63. Get through it. You're nearly done," kind of thing. The best tool you've already got under your belt. And that's what we're offering people on this podcast to join us. You've got an accountability crew. You've got a team of people doing it with you. That's going to be your best tool. When you wake up on day 34 and you go, yo, guys, I'm struggling today. I was meant to go for a run at 5. It's now 7 or it's now 11 and I haven't done my first workout. I'm really don't know. And you got your mates in there you've been with for a month doing this together going, dude, pick yourself up and get out there. Stick to it. You can't. That's going to be your best tool. Is your crew around you, accountability people around you, the people who've committed to do it with you. On day 2, you're going to get through day 1. You're going to be like, yeah, I did this. And day 2, you're going to be like, oh. Those are the people that are going to say, dude, we're doing this together. And it's not about making you feel bad. It's just about saying, hey, dude, we're with you on this. You've got us to support you. We've got your back. We dig you. You're our bro. Let's get through this and let's go.
Okay, no, cool.
That for me is one of the best. When I did it the Live Hard year, I actually had a crew. I actually invited you. You're in that group, that Facebook group. There's a crew of 15, 20 people there that I did it with. We were all at different stages. Some of us, when I started the group, some of us were on phase 1, which is the second stage, like phase is the second part. Some of us were on 75 the first time. Some of us were doing 75 for the third time. But we were all at different stages, but we were all living the same reality. We all knew how tough this challenge was. And we would kick each other's ass and say, and we'll post a picture and say, geez, guys, I'm feeling like I haven't lost any weight. And just need a reminder, dude, it's not about losing weight. How are you feeling? I'm feeling $1 million, but I just don't feel, bro. What do you care what you look like? You're feeling good. You're operating on another level. Well done. Get out there. Keep going. You know, that's going to help you.
Yeah, no, that's pretty amazing, dude. A year is actually ridiculous. Eh? And I wanted to actually ask as well, though, like at the end of the 75 days, though, when you look back at like day 1 or before day 1, like did you actually notice some noticeable differences like in yourself? 100%. Not only like physically, but just obviously mentally. I just want to like know about that and just see how it's kind of like changed or improved your life.
Yeah, 100%. Without a doubt, for me, the first time I did 75 hard, the biggest takeaway that I walked away with was the realization of how often in my life I cut myself a break.
Yeah.
And it could be something so stupid like leaving my towel on the floor after I have a shower. In my old life, I would leave that on the floor. I'd be like, what difference does it make? And
get it later.
It did not make a difference. how I never used to make my bed since I was 15 years old, and my mother finally gave up bitching at me to make my bed. Didn't make my bed.
Yeah.
Such a small deal. But what was I actually doing? I was cutting myself a break. I was just being lazy. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. So don't do it. When I started making my bed, I was like, dude, it's a sense of accomplishment. You start
Yeah.
realizing, and that's where the water comes in for me as well. You're standing in front of your 4th liter, and you've got 300 mils left, and it's 11 o'clock at night, and you're going, dude, if the old me,
Nice.
this is what you start saying to yourself, the old me would have just walked away and gone to bed. But the new me
Yeah.
is going to stand there. If it takes me 10 minutes, I'm going to drink 300 mils of water because I said I would. And you start realizing how much how much of a break you cut yourself and how to stop doing that. That was, for me, one of the accomplishments that I'm most proud of. And then as I did the Live Hard year, then all of a sudden it became other lessons. And then I started doing the cold plunging, the showering, the cold showering, bro. One of the most, and cold plunging, one of the most proud accomplishments of my life is the fact that I'm able to jump into cold water. Bro, me 3 years ago, I used to stand on the edge of the water in summer, in the middle of summer, the kids are swimming in the pool. I used to stand on the edge of the water and be like, okay, bro, absolute girl about it. Sorry, that's probably not politically
correct. You psych yourself up.
Bro, today I can die at 2-degree water, I'll go jump in, and I'm still, to this day, I'm like, dude, I still can't believe that's you.
Wow, yeah. So you definitely a different person. Like, it actually improves it. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm keen to try as well. Like, those little soft edges that you try to cut off a little bit. Yeah. And like you said, it makes you wonder how much other things in your life that perhaps you just kind of cut yourself a break. But this is obviously before the time. This is all easy to chat about. But I'm really keen to give it a bash, to be honest with you.
Sweet. One last thing I wanted to just share that often comes up about people ask about the exercises that I just want to put, because 245-minute workouts for 75 days is very, very daunting. But what people don't realize as you get into it, but also this is where the experience comes from, is your workouts don't have to be a 45-minute high intensity workout in the morning and then weight training in the afternoon every day for 75 days. You don't have to go boxing in the morning and then do a 100-kilometer cycle in the afternoon. Like, that's not what the workouts need to be. In fact, you're going for 75 days, and as you get older in life, I'm in my 40s, bro, I got to think about my body and looking after it for 75 days. You've got to be smart about it. So what you land up doing is you've got to start to appreciate what other activities and workouts you can get into that are high intensity, low impact. Cycling, swimming. In LA, when I was living in LA, I got into rollerblading. I would go 5 a.m. in the morning, the streets of LA. I would rollerblade on the streets of LA because it didn't put any impact on my body. It didn't hurt my knees or my body, or my ankles. But for 45 minutes, I was working my ass off. Long walks, 45-minute walk, bro, you'd be surprised. Yoga's a fantastic one. We don't think of yoga as a workout, bro. Do the right yoga workout. You're getting a proper sweat on. So like you and I, we play soccer Wednesday nights. I've already put on my calendar Wednesday nights. I'm going to catch a soccer game. There's a 45, okay, it'll be an hour long workout, but there's one of my workouts done. All I need to do on a Wednesday is go for a jog in the morning or a walk in the morning, and I'm done. Or do some yoga. There you go. What I can't do is I can't leave the whole day open, go to the soccer pitch at 6 o'clock or at 5 o'clock, do a yoga session for 45 minutes, and then immediately play a game of soccer. That's not the spirit of the challenge. I need to do it in the morning.
Completely hear you. No, I hear exactly what you're saying. It has to be a challenge. You can't cut yourself some slack. But wow, this has actually been very enlightening, Steve.
Sweet.
Very, very excited. Dude.
Good, I'm glad, dude.
I think I'm a little bit nervous.
Well, dude, that's why I say this. And anybody who's listening to this, if you are interested, please, I'm going to put in the description down below. I'll put the link to Andy's episode so you can listen to episode 208, which talks about the 75-hour challenge. I'll put a link to our WhatsApp group as well. So even if on the fly you decide that you want to jump in, if you're listening to this in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and we've already started the challenge, jump into the WhatsApp group and join us. It doesn't mean you can't start the challenge after us. You'll just be a few days behind us. And if you start the challenge and you fail on day 7 and you start again, then you're all of a sudden everybody else is a week ahead. It doesn't matter. This is a personal thing, and you can join at any time. So everything you need will be in the description. please come check us out and follow us. Follow Wolf. Wolf, I'll put your Instagram and everything down below as well, so people can follow you as well.
Cool.
Come join our
Sure.
journey, guys. And if you're uncertain, hopefully this conversation has made you realize that it's not impossible to do this. It's very, very possible.
Okay. Let's do it, Steve. Let's do it, dude.
Let's do it, my brother. I'll check
Yeah.
you. I'll check you in the WhatsApp group, bro. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it. Welcome to the podcast, bro. Your first episode. I'm sure we'll do
Yeah.
more. And apologies,
Sure.
by the way,
Thanks,
guys.
Steve.
Yeah, apologies for the sound. Obviously, Wolf and I, we're talking on Zoom. It's a little bit of a last minute conversations, but I thought it would be a good share. So apologies for the sound and whatever, speakers and audio and earphones and all that stuff. But you get the gist of it. If you've been listening to this podcast from the beginning, you know that audio quality is not our forte. we just more about the message than about the audio.
Yeah.
Thank you, my dude.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, I'll catch you, dude. But yeah, thank you.